agriculture is facing numerous challenges, from climate change to increasing demand for food, the need for sustainable practices has never been more urgent. That's where the Agroecological Transition Responsive Extension Approaches Atrea project comes in. Funded by the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development (BMZ), co-funded by the European Union (EU), and supported by the Deutsche Gesellschaft für Internationale Zusammenarbeit (GIZ), Atrea is focused on helping farmers transition to sustainable agroecological farming practices across 4 countries: Kenya, Madagascar, Ethiopia, and Benin.
We, as Afaas, are one of the major champions of agroecology in Africa. When we talk of agroecology, we are talking about being able to do farming with less synthetic inputs, utilizing and recycling whatever we are producing, ensuring that we are efficient, and we are also governing ourselves in a way that no one is sidelined. I know that people take agroecology as one of the ways of taking ourselves backward, but that is not correct. Agroecology is a way that we do farming in a way that takes care of all major aspects of the food system. We are taking care of the people as the first priority. We are taking care of their needs for income. We are also taking care of the environment.
But what exactly is agroecology? Agroecology is more than just farming. It's a way of thinking about agriculture that integrates environmental health, social equity, and economic viability. It encourages practices that not only protect the environment but also enhance food security, improve resilience to climate change, and ensure the well-being of local communities.
Some of the challenges farmers are facing, which we are trying to address within this agroecology, is the issue of sustainability of the practices which they are doing within this space of climate change. So farmers have a lot of challenges with the climate change, where they are not very sure what to plant, when to plant, and how long that one will be in the farm. And as such, there are those agroecological practices like cover cropping, where they are using different varieties of crop, like cover crops which really conserve moisture, such that even if the rain does not come in good time, the soil is well covered and there is moisture.
At the heart of the Atrea project is the idea of responsive agricultural extension. This means that local extension officers, who are the backbone of farming knowledge and support, are trained to respond directly to the needs and challenges of farmers. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, Atrea promotes tailored, community-driven solutions.
We believe that key thematics like agroecology, e-extensions are key to accompany and to support the agroecological transition in Africa. Secondly, we also estimated that one of the key points to facilitate the implementation of extension approaches among communities is to enhance the local capacities and to promote local and sustainable approach, such farmer to farmers and farmer feed school.
The project brings together agricultural experts and local communities through a dynamic process of learning, sharing, and innovation. Farmers are given the tools and knowledge they need to implement agroecological practices such as crop rotation, composing, integrated pest management, and sustainable water use.
So agroecology is a very brilliant idea in the sense that there's a way that we call transition, agroecological transition. What that means is that we are not coming in with an abrupt set of practices that you should do this today. No. It's a process that first of all we want everyone to understand what we're trying to do in agroecology. We are there also to then prioritize how we can now implement agroecology over time to ensure that we move from the synthetic inputs that we have. We also make sure that whatever we produce is acceptable culturally to the people that are getting it, and are also maintaining the productivity that we have. And that is very possible. It's just an issue of having the right combination of practices.
In Kenya, Ethiopia, Madagascar and Benin, Atrea has already begun to transform the way farmers grow their crops. By working directly with extension officers, farmers are able to make smarter, more sustainable decisions that reduce their dependence on chemical fertilizers and pesticides while increasing their productivity and long-term environmental health.
Out of the study which we have been able to do, one of the key things we undertook was to organize sensitization meetings, either virtual or physical, for the extension service providers so that they can be able to build their capacity in agroecology and improve on their toolbox on offering extension. So far we have held quite a number of virtual meetings at the country level and even at the national level, or even at African level, where we have been able to share with very many extension service providers to sensitize them on the need to embrace agroecology, because this one really conserve our environment, preserve our soil, and increase productivity over time. Not immediately, but over time, within years, you could be able to see a farmer who was producing 2 bags of maize. After about 5 years, he's producing about 10-15 bags of maize within the same plot of land.
Before the training, we didn't know much about agroecology, but now my farm is more resilient to droughts and pests. The harvests are better and I feel confident in the future of my farm.
Yeah, the main challenges we faced when we were trying to identify different farmers who are offering agroecology was lack of a very clear database of the farmers who are doing agroecology in some of the regions. And as such, we used something like the snowballing method, where one of the farmers will be able to tell us and the other farmers who is working around that. But you may find that this method has not been internalized by most of the farmers. So it's only a very small group of farmers who have embraced it. They have been able to see the value of it. And as such, it would be good for county governments to be able to put some resources and some attention to this approach so that we could be able to increase our food security.
The impact of Atrea is far-reaching. The project not only empowers farmers, but also promotes gender equality and youth engagement. Women farmers, who play a crucial role in food production, are given the tools and knowledge to improve their farming practices and boost their income. Meanwhile, youth are encouraged to get involved in agroecology, ensuring that the next generation of farmers is equipped for the challenges ahead. Through innovation hubs, training programs, and collaborative platforms, young people in these countries are learning about sustainable farming practices and new technologies that will shape the future of agriculture.
We can't say for sure if Atrea has improved the AES system in Africa. However, through this study and the knowledge sharing among the 4 participant countries, we have identified key lessons on how to enhance the African AES system.
Atrea goes beyond training and direct support. The project also encourages the exchange of knowledge and experiences across borders. Farmers and extension officers from different countries are brought together for exchange visits and regional conferences where they can learn from each other and build strong networks of support. This initiative is supported by key partners including the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development (BMZ), the European Union (EU), and Gesellschaft für Internationale Zusammenarbeit (GIZ), the Africa Forum for Agricultural Advisory Services Afaas is the implementing partner, ensuring that the project is carried out effectively in each country with local ownership and involvement at every stage.
If we do agroecology but as just a set of principles without extension bringing in the combinations that fit different contexts, that fit different needs of different people, agroecology cannot go far. So extension is there to make sure that we package agroecology in a way that is acceptable, in a way that everyone understands, everyone buys it, and we are there to support them, because even if they adopt the agroecology, there is still need for technical backstopping. That's where now extension comes in. This is not in any way trying to say that agroecology is an enemy of conventional agriculture. It is not. It is complementary, because even conventional agriculture depends on land and soil that is productive, and it is agroecology that has the ability to produce that.
The future of agriculture lies in the hands of those who steward the land. With support from Atrea, farmers are now better equipped to face the challenges of climate change, food insecurity, and economic hardship. Through agroecological practices and responsive extension approaches, the path to sustainable agriculture is being paved one farm at a time.
What was very important is that farmers are very ready to embrace this approach, because they have been able to see the value of this extension approach. But the challenge is the service providers who are able to build the capacity of these farmers are very limited, and in most cases they are not available. So it would be very good to have a program to be able to support those extension service providers to be able to offer such extension, so their capacity needs to be built. Number two, globally, there is a move or an effort to be able to promote agroecological practices within the African region, which is very critical. But even if the push is coming from the West to be able for us to be able to embrace this, without the clear resources and the requisite capacity, it becomes a very big challenge.
Together, we can build a future where agriculture is not only productive but also resilient, sustainable, and equitable. The Agroecological Transition Responsive Extension Approaches project is just beginning. Join us in supporting a global movement toward a better, more sustainable world for farmers everywhere.